Hi, Maggie here again for the latest episode of Thoughts from a Changing Mind. Thank you again to the local radio station for letting me have a quiet space so that I can record these, and thanks also to the people who watched the last video and the one or two of you who provided comments or feedback. That was the most appreciated. Thank you very much. This time, I'm just reflecting on a couple of things that have come to mind about the way I react to things and the comments that have been made to me about that over my lifetime. One of the ones which I never really understood was it was frequently said to me that, you know what your problem is? You're just too nice, too kind. And I always thought to myself, why is that a problem? Why is that something that needs to be highlighted? Isn't that what we should all be like? And I never understood that. Another one, though, that I was either, commented to me or I was aware of for myself, and it's still true, is that I'm probably too sensitive. I take things too much to heart, too personally. Too touchy, maybe it can be described as. And certainly from when I was growing up in the first part of my life, that didn't really fit very well with the whole image of, you're supposed to be strong and positive and confident and, not take things to heart and everything else. You're most supposed to be very much that masculine role model. And although deep inside I kept that sensitivity and that vulnerability, I had to try and hide that as much as I could, because it didn't fit the normal stereotype of a male. But those who knew me well still saw that sensitivity and vulnerability in me, and either just accepted that was part of me or would, give me a hard time for it. As things have changed in the last few years and I've undergone this transition, it's interesting because just the chemical changes that have happened have caused my emotions to become different and to become more to the surface. And I've had to learn very much how to deal with those and how to react to them, because in times past, if I felt some sort of emotion, I would have almost immediately subdued it to try and conform to the male stereotype. So when an emotion came up to me this time, it was a matter of I've got to get over that automatic reaction of trying to subdue it. The problem is then, if you're successful with that, is what do you do with it? Because I was so out of practice with actually riding with the emotion. I mean, I knew I felt things, I knew I had emotions, but I kept them very much, deep down. But when you're not keeping deep down, if you're actually running with that emotion, how do you actually deal with it? What happens next? What stage are you going to get to? And it can be quite almost frightening when you're faced with this emotion and you think, what do I do now? And you can get very nervous about not only sharing it with yourself, but also obviously if you're in the company of others, how you deal with that. And that's a continual learning curve. It's something that I'm still getting to grips with, and I've got a long way to go on. But the reason I was talking about it today is that people try and shape you in lots and lots of different ways, whether it's the way you look or the way you behave or whatever else. But one of the ways they do that is by trying to alter your reaction to emotions. And sometimes you've just got to be tough with yourself and just say, go with the emotions, be genuine with your emotions. And although sometimes that can be frightening, not only to yourself but to the people around you, you've got to be genuine with it, because if you're not, it leads to all the problems of suppressed emotions or giving the wrong message to other people. And if people are giving you a hard time about being too emotional or too soft or too whatever, just think of it from your point of view and just say, well, no, this is my emotion, this is what I'm feeling. I understand it might make you feel uncomfortable because I'm displaying emotion which I may not have done before, but this is who I am, this is how I feel. And you don't necessarily need to understand it, you don't necessarily need to even approve of it, but you've certainly got to allow yourself to have it. There's no reason why someone should try and suppress your emotions. You have every right to them, and people should respect you for those. Like I say, it might make them feel uncomfortable, they may not know what to do with it, and if that's the case, join the club, because a lot of us feel the same way. But at least they should allow you to be present in your own emotions. And again, that's something it takes a while to learn, that you have the right to be emotional. You have the right to live in your emotions and share those with people. And you also have to respect that sometimes if you do share emotions with other people, they're not able to cope with it. So you can't expect them to understand or be okay with it necessarily, but hopefully if there's someone who values you and respects you, then at least they will value and respect the fact that you're having that emotion and be supportive. But one of the reasons I say I do all these videos from the beginning is because I wanted people who were having thoughts and concerns about the way they were thinking or acting or developing or whatever, feeling very alone with it and thinking, am I the only person who feels this way? What do I do with this? What's going to happen? This is why I'm sharing this now, because this is something I'm still learning. 3 years into the process, I'm still learning how to deal with emotions. I'm still learning with how I'm allowed to be emotional. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who are feeling the same way, and all I can do is encourage you to be brave, be courageous, embrace it, and learn it as a new skill, because being emotional is important. It develops you. It allows you to grow. It allows you to get things out. It's cathartic. And I would certainly suggest that you try and get over that fear of being emotional and just run with it and embrace it. And at some point you might even learn to enjoy it. But anyway, that's enough. I hope that sort of inspires some thoughts in you. Take care, everyone. Keep safe and keep well. If you've got any comments on this, please leave them. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is that you do with these things. And as I say, I look forward to talking to you again very soon. I love doing these for you, and I hope that one or two of you get something from them. So take care, as I say, and talk to you again soon. Okay, bye for now. Bye.